गांधी जी की तस्वीर है वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
केजरीवाल फॉर भगवान भरोसे रुपी। बीजेपी फायर्स बैक चुप चुनावी हिंदू।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
कांग्रेस says what about Allah, Jesus and others? Kejriwal's remonetization mantra. Is he cashing in on Hindu pride for Gujarat? The big focus on 5 Live.
It's Gujarat that's on the horizon, and Kejriwal has basically signaled Khela Hobe. Well, the language is not the same, but the sentiment clearly is. Here's a politician who knows the game, recognizes the game, and is playing the game. And boy, what a fight he has triggered. He's dominated the headlines, he's set the narrative, and everyone's reacting to Kejriwal's proposal to add Lakshmi and Ganesh to Indian rupee notes. That's what politics is. That's what elections especially is here in India. I'm Shiv. I'm going to be diving into this entire rupee rumble. First, the headlines. Big politics breaks out over the attack outside a temple in Coimbatore on October the 23rd. Tamil Nadu BJP chief accuses DMK of downplaying a terror incident. Stalin recommends an NIA probe. The Kharge era begins in the Congress party. He takes over as party president in the presence of the Gandhis. Sonia says she's relieved to relinquish her post to Kharge. Out on parole, rapist murderer Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim renames his quote-unquote daughter Hanipreet to Ruhani Di or Rudi. This a day after he released a new music video. It's a free run for this shameless rapist. Rishi Sunak takes charge, faces opposition fire in first Q&A session in the UK Parliament, says economic stability at the heart of his government. Opposition slams him for controversial new cabinet. Team India has gotten a very bad reception at Sydney in the ongoing T20 World Cup, with BCCI sources saying the players are being provided cold, stale food during their stay. Is it famous Australian racism on display? We'll investigate that at 5:30. Well, it is the festive season and the gods are on everyone's minds. They most certainly are on the mind of Arvind Kejriwal, who's demonstrating his hunger in the Gujarat election, perhaps like no other politician today, barring the BJP. Lakshmi and Ganesh on rupee notes. This is Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal's new attempt to woo Hindu voters in a state that is famous for its communal divide. Kejriwal's statement has spurred the opposition, triggered them to come out all guns blazing, claiming that Kejriwal's demand is nothing but a Chunavi Hindu symbol. They're calling him opportunistic. They're saying that he's selective. But Kejriwal has certainly set the narrative.
As Gujarat polls near, Kejriwal has raised the religion pitch in his campaign. In a state where the Hindu vote has kept the BJP in power for years, the Aam Aadmi Party leader is playing the majority plank to the fullest. The latest is this bizarre demand, which even Hindutva forces have probably not even thought of suggesting.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
The Delhi Chief Minister's strange call to the centre has been ridiculed by his rivals and of course backed by his followers.
आज भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था एक गंभीर संकट के दौर से गुजर रही है। हमको अपने सारे एफर्ट करने हैं, शिक्षा पे, स्वास्थ्य पे, बिजली पे, पानी पे, देश को महंगाई से बचाने के लिए, लेकिन इसके साथ साथ देवी देवताओं का, भगवान का आशीर्वाद भी आवश्यक है।
स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को झाड़ू से मारने का काम, इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर झाड़ू चलाने का काम और स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर हंसने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने ट्वीट के माध्यम से किया था। वह ट्वीट भी आज जनता जनार्दन के सामने मौजूद है, पब्लिक डोमेन में है। आप देखिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
आप लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का भारतीय नोटों पर छपने से उनकी फोटो का विरोध क्यों कर रहे हैं? आपको क्या दिक्कत हो रही है कि आप नहीं चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के फोटो हमारे नोटों पे छपे? क्या आप नहीं चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का आशीर्वाद इस देश के हर व्यक्ति पर रहे? क्या आप नहीं चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का आशीर्वाद हमारी व्यवस्था पर रहे?
उसके साथ अरविंद केजरीवाल की भी फोटो सटा दीजिए, लगा दीजिए और पसपोरिटी।
The Aam Aadmi Party's campaign has so far relied on putting the spotlight on issues like corruption, education, farmers and inflation. That appears to have worked for Kejriwal and his party. Just 10 years into politics, the Aam Aadmi Party holds 2 states, with Kejriwal being a third-time Chief Minister in Delhi. In Gujarat though, Kejriwal appears to be singing a different tune. But that's politics.
The political opponents of Aam Aadmi Party are training guns at the Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party chief. While the BJP is calling Arvind Kejriwal a seasonal Hindu, the Congress Party has dubbed up as B team of the Congress Party. It is to be seen whether the Aam Aadmi Party eventually gets the desired results by playing what is being seen as soft Hindutva card in the Gujarat elections. With video journalist Parminder Sharma, this is Amit Bhardwaj reporting for India Today from Delhi.
And let's go across to two of India Today's closest Gujarat watchers. They've been tracking all the big roller coaster-like political developments there. And this is for the first time that it feels like Gujarat is at least an exciting election, if nothing else. And now you've got Arvind Kejriwal, who's been setting the tone in the Gujarat battlefield for many weeks now, come out with something that has not only triggered everyone, but appears to be dominating the political headlines today. Rahul and Preeti are with me. They're both have been traveling across Gujarat, and you can bet they're both going to be there on D-Day as well. Rahul, the phrase may be from the other end of the country, but it totally, applies here. This is Khela Hobe. This is Kejriwal saying Khela Hobe.
Yes, Shiv, Kejriwal is trying to muscle into the politics of a state where the polity is so polarized today. I don't say polarized on communal lines necessarily, but polarized that there are only 2 main votes there now.
Yeah.
One is BJP's vote, and then there is the anti-BJP vote, and that's it. Now, in that, the Congress, though maybe seem like there are no bright leaders, no fancy slogans, but the Congress is a player, especially in rural Gujarat. Now, Mr. Kejriwal is suddenly jumping and saying, "Me too, Hindu." Now, if you remember, there were those caps at one time of Aam Aadmi Party, maybe Arvind Kejriwal, maybe Aap. I think Kejriwal is trying to say that I'm play that Hindu card. Now, This is nothing new. If you recall history, 2016, Mr. Kejriwal went to Somnath. And this time he has already been to Somnath more than one time. 2020, Diwali, he went to Akshardham temple. Then he said that the Ayodhya temple replica or something he was donated by him. He did Lakshmi Puja publicly. Then before Delhi polls, he did recited Hanuman Chalisa. Then before UP polls, he went to Ayodhya, did puja there. Before Uttarakhand polls last time, what he had said that the state should be declared the spiritual capital, Hindu capital of the world. Then came 2021 Goa. He said all Hindus of Goa will be provided free pilgrimages. Now in Goa, this time Gujarat elections, he's saying that people, all elderlies, will be given free pilgrimages. So he's playing definitely the Hindu card.
Yeah.
Now the issue here is that why? The why is critical. Because Arvind Kejriwal has realized that the BJP is a big, strong urban player. And in that, Kejriwal wants to dent the BJP. Why he wants to dent the BJP? If there are 66 odd urban seats in Gujarat, then you've got 55 of them, 44 held by the BJP, 11 by the Congress.
Right.
If there are 127 rural seats, Congress is 68, BJP is 55. I think a political demarcation is being done. Kejriwal is playing the Hindutva card.
Yeah.
He knows that the minority voter will never go to the BJP. It will either go to the Congress or Arvind Kejriwal. That's one vote everybody is taking for granted. If you realize in 2019, December onwards, in 2020 elections in Delhi, he never visited Shaheen Bagh.
Yeah,
because he knew that the minority vote has little option but to come to Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. And that is why the Hindutva vote race is on, and the race is largely for the urban voter in Gujarat.
Is Preeti, does this erode the BJP's strength as far as Hindutva is concerned, or does this damage the Congress in Gujarat, in your view?
Well, in my view, if you look at it, Shiv, I just want to, before I get to that, I want to just take back Rahul Srivastava to 2013, Shiv. Few know during the Anna movement, Arvind Kejriwal on many times had hinted that he was an atheist. 2013, when he actually came to power for the first time, December, Ramlila Maidan, I remember I was there covering it, Shiv, and he began his speech thanking all four religions, where he said Allah, he said Ishwar, he said Vaheguru, and he said Jesus. He thanked them. The transformation to a Hindu started possibly in 2014 when he went to Varanasi, took a dip. He's been very vocal. Every time you asked him why has he turned, from being possibly, an atheist to a Hindutva-wadi. He says there was something miraculous about the journey of Aam Aadmi Party and it had to be divine. But having said that, a lot of credence here, Shiv, if you look at, let's look at every time, why is it that the Aam Aadmi Party has to, especially in the political minefield of Gujarat, play on the pitch where the BJP is strongest? What is their game plan? Every time there has been an anti-Hindu sentiment attached to the Aam Aadmi Party, they've paid a political price. Why do I say that? The last election, Manish Sisodia, in one statement, made something which seemed he was warming up to or saying that he was standing next to those who were at Shaheen Bagh, literally cost Manish Sisodia his seat.
Yeah.
And, it went down to the wire, so he knows it. Even at the time, I still remember when Prashant Kishore was managing the campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party in 2019, in the Delhi elections, I beg your pardon. At that point of time, he wanted Arvind Kejriwal to go to JNU. Arvind Kejriwal had said those liberals who are tweeting on Twitter are not the ones who are going to actually vote for him. So, he understands that. A recent example I'll give you. During Punjab Shiv, Khalistan, when, the entire Khalistani angle was raked up once again by Kumar Vishwas, it put the Aam Aadmi Party in a very precarious situation.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
This time around, in Gujarat, what has happened? Let's look at Mr. Gautam, who's paid the price, one of his cabinet ministers, by standing in a sabha of conversion to Buddhism. Now, he's no longer a minister, he stepped down. But right at the back of it, what were the posters that came up across Gujarat, which was Arvind Kejriwal wearing a skull cap? So, in a political minefield which is so communally sensitive, especially Gujarat, the Aam Aadmi Party knows it has to play on the same pitch of the BJP, which is the pitch of Hindutva, and the BJP is stronger there. So their attempt is not to undermine the BJP. No, our Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal is not looking at, to prove that he's a bigger or a better Hindu than Modi or the BJP.
Let me just hold on. Let me just hold you for a second. In fact, proving the point that you've just made about Arvind Kejriwal's, and the Aam Aadmi Party's maybe Hindutva-wadi, sort of slogan. We've got some breaking news now. Let's just play that out. We'll bring Preeti back in right after that. Check this out. Check out this piece of breaking news that's coming in. Aam Aadmi Party MLA Naresh Balyan has now put out a statement saying, Hindustan mein rehna hoga to Shri Ganesh Lakshmi ki jai bolna hoga. Also says that those in the BJP who have an issue with this can go to Pakistan. Preeti, incredible. This is, this doesn't sound like an Aam Aadmi Party leader. He says, agar desh mein rehna hoga to Shri Ganesh Lakshmi ji ki jai bolna hoga, and if you don't like it, go to Pakistan.
Well, it's it's preemptive politics, and I would think Rahul Srivastava would agree with us, Shiv. Who better than Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party to play it? Because let's see, at the back of what happened in Gujarat, one of his ministers stands in a sabha of conversion to Buddhism. Posters of Arvind Kejriwal wearing a skull cap emerge across the state of Gujarat. There is a message that Arvind Kejriwal wants to deliver, and that message is not that we are bigger or better Hindus than say BJP, but the message is don't question us. We are as much a Hindu as them. That is the question that they are trying to deliver, and they are preempting it, because what happens is, and Rahul Srivastava would know, all of this language is just for perception. And going into the polls right now, which is less than a month from now, there will be a lot which will go down. There will be many such statements which will come up.
This sounds like Giriraj Singh. If someone didn't tell me it was Naresh Balyan, I would say a quote like this would be attributed to someone like a Giriraj Singh, Rahul. It's Naresh Balyan of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yes, Shiv, this may sound like Mr. Balyan. It may not be that I am a bigger Hindu or a better Hindu, but this is that competitive Hindutva politics. Now, what Arvind Kejriwal may be doing might be region specific. But remember, Arvind Kejriwal, till a few days ago, was being talked as a national option, compared to a better national option compared to a Mamata Banerjee, because Mamata Banerjee, by playing that strong minority politics in Bengal, seems to have painted herself in a political corner. Now, Arvind Kejriwal, everybody thought had never got himself trapped into this. If there is a Shaheen Bagh protest happening, he doesn't go there. He doesn't play a very strong Hindutva card. But with open attempts to corner urban Hindu vote, or perhaps get into that race with these kind of comments. You see, Arvind Kejriwal's Teflon coating, as far as his secular image, or somebody who is not trapped into various isms and templates, I think that may get damaged. Because if Mr. Balyan today says, Jai Ganesh kehna hoga, then what will be his reply or his party's reply in a state like Punjab? Because the Sikhs who have voted for the Aam Aadmi Party are not going to accept this kind of political templates from the party they have voted for by rejecting Congress party in Punjab. What do you do in Gujarat? What do you do in Goa? What do you do in Northeast? I think there is certain amount of carefulness and mitigation which used to there about Aam Aadmi Party's statements. I think that if it goes away and that gets worn off, I think there is a sense of caution that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal needs to bring in, because once he sets the template, कि रुपए के ऊपर भगवान देवी देवता का नाम, remember in Indonesia it's on a 20,000 rupee note, and Lord Ganesha is known as the Lord of art, culture, science in Indonesia. But remember also that on a currency note, there have been debates in the past also whether a currency note can have depict Hindutva. But remember that our constitution or downwards, all elements have been, government elements have been kept very secular. And if Narendra Modi's government has faced criticism, it is for that dilution. Now, if Arvind Kejriwal is doing it, tomorrow if the BJP actually does it and basically walks away eventually because the BJP has a very strong Hindutva card, I think that's a very dangerous political line we will be, Kejriwal's party will be treading. And I think this definitely dilutes that secular element or the Teflon element that Kejriwal was rather known for.
We'll have to see where it goes. Preeti and Rahul, thanks very much for joining me on that. No one can say that the Gujarat election is a boring one anymore. For months together, it had been seen that a sleeping Congress is doing nothing at all in Gujarat. The Aam Aadmi Party has occupied that void of activity and energy. They've been, whether it's controversies, statements, allegations, stunts, events, whatever it is. The fact is the Aam Aadmi Party is playing the game in Gujarat and is putting up some semblance of a fight and displaying some form of hunger. That's what elections should be all about. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has long been accused of possessing a soft Hindutva approach. The Congress calls them the B team of the BJP. But armed with his own brand of Hindutva, soft, hard, whatever you want to call it, Arvind Kejriwal has decided to use the BJP's tried and tested formula, like Rahul and Preeti were just telling us, of Hindutva to woo voters, especially from urban centres in Gujarat. From stoking Hindu sentiments to publicly declaring himself as a Ram Bhakt, Kejriwal has left no stone unturned to establish his own brand of Hindutva. Can it look past the hypocrisies of his own past? Or does that really matter in electoral politics? Take a look at this report.
Gujarat, often called the first Hindutva laboratory. And when you fight the BJP on Narendra Modi's home turf, what do? Aam Aadmi Party convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has decided to play the same card. His brand of Hindutva versus the Sangh Paribars.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से, प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए.
Kejriwal's prescription to revive the economy and a falling rupee is not the first time he's playing to Hindu sentiments. From prayers at the Somnath temple to darshan at the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple, to choosing Ayodhya as one of the destinations in his free pilgrimage scheme to Delhi's senior citizens, to celebrating Diwali at Akshardham, Kejriwal has lost no chance in flaunting his Hindu credentials.
प्रभु श्री राम हम सबके आराध्य हैं. मैं व्यक्तिगत तौर पे हनुमान जी का भक्त हूँ. हनुमान जी रामचंद्र जी के भक्त हैं, तो उस नाते मैं हनुमान जी और श्री रामचंद्र जी दोनों का भक्त हूँ.
From public events to media conclaves, the Hindu Bhakt is an image he has crafted with much care. Kejriwal, often accused of soft Hindutva, doesn't mind the tag.
मेरे हिसाब से भगवान राम का संदेश, उन्होंने जो जो बोला, वाणी उनकी, रामायण में जो जो लिखा है उनकी वाणी, उनका आचरण, यही हिंदुत्व है. उसके अलावा कुछ भी हिंदुत्व नहीं है. भगवान राम वो हैं जो शबरी के झूठे बेर खाते हैं और ये लोग दलितों का लिंचिंग करते हैं. ये हिंदुत्व नहीं है. कहाँ रामायण में लिखा है कि दूसरे धर्म के लोगों की लिंचिंग करनी चाहिए? कहाँ रामायण में लिखा है कि एक दूसरे से नफरत करनी चाहिए?
Combining politics and religion, will Kejriwal's own brand of Hindutva pay off? Bureau Report, India Today.
Our netas are now fighting over Arvind Kejriwal's proposal that goddess Lakshmi and Ganesha adorn rupee notes to help the currency and the Indian economy. The BJP is calling Kejriwal a Chunavi Hindu. The Congress is calling him a closet Bhakt. Some are dreaming of what rupee notes will actually look like with the Hindu god and goddess on it. But as the politicians bicker, I thought I'd show you what our rupee notes have actually looked like since the very beginning. And this story begins way back in 1949. So here on India Today, I thought we leave the politics aside. Let's just see what the rupee has actually looked like since the beginning when they actually began. This is how the first rupee looked like in independent India. The King George was removed from here and was replaced with our very beautiful Ashoka pillar. The Ashoka pillar became a part of the rupee in 1949. Then let's go to the next. The next change in notes came in 1950. Here you saw many new additions enter the fray as far as our notes are concerned. You had that beautiful iconic ship image that came into some of the notes. You had elephants that came into some of these notes as well. You had tiger and you had certain other animals come into the notes that came in 1950. Then let's go to the next one. In 1953, you had, once again, places of Indian interests like the Gateway of India came into the picture. You had certain seals, you had certain temples that entered the rupee notes in 1953. After that was a very big slew of notes that came in, and this is for the first time that the Mahatma Gandhi image entered and was issued prominently in our notes. Both the picture of Gandhi's head on the 1 rupee notes as well as this iconic image of the seated Gandhi that came in on these notes. This was in 1969 and a lot was about to change in the country. In 1972, the next one was in 1972, cost-benefit considerations pushed the Reserve Bank to reissue notes in the 20 and 50 denominations, and they for the first time depicted India's beautiful Parliament House. So that's when the Parliament House became part of some of these notes. Then we moved to 1975, a very familiar note. Many of us who were born in the 70s or 80s will remember this. This was a note that was issued with a picture depicting India's agricultural revolution and self-sufficiency in farming and food production. That was in this wonderful image. Then in the 1980s, there was a marked departure from the earlier motifs that were used on rupee notes, with the Reserve Bank of India issuing a slew of currency notes depicting India's science icons like Aryabhat, industrial progress in the form of oil rigs, farm mechanization, scientific progress in the form of satellites, indigenous art forms in the form of the Konark temple wheel, and many others such. A lot of color suddenly came into our currency notes. Then in 1987, the new 500 rupee note introduced for the first time this very familiar enlarged image of Mahatma Gandhi with the reverse side depicting the famous Gyara Murti statue. The statue actually exists in Delhi of the famous Dandi March that became part of the 1987 500 rupee notes. Then in 1996, the Reserve Bank of India issued the new Mahatma Gandhi series, and that's what this is. These notes featured new watermarks, security features, and accessibility for the visually challenged. Some of the earlier motifs, including Parliament, the Himalayas, Indian wildlife, and scientific progress, made a comeback into some of these notes in pretty big strength. Then we moved to 2005. The Gandhi series notes were reissued with even more security features and some changes in color, including machine-readable magnetic threads and a wide color shifting. Very importantly, the year of printing was introduced for the first time. For the first time, the year of printing was available in these 2005 notes. So that was important. And finally, in 2011, well, not finally, but 2011, India's new rupee symbol adorned the newly issued notes for the first time. India entered an exclusive club of countries, remember, with a unique symbol for its currency, and therefore it was only justifiable that that rupee symbol became part of our notes. And finally, the last step in our currencies journey is 2016. Needs no introduction. This was after demonetization. The Reserve Bank of India issued several new notes that India currently uses even to this day. The Mahatma Gandhi series have on their reverse icons of India's history and culture, including Ajanta Ellora caves, the Sanchi Stupa, the Lal Killa, and many more. When these will change, we don't know just yet. Is it time to introduce new images, motifs, and faces to our currency? What do you think? Comment on this video and tell me what you think. And thanks very much for watching. We will continue to track the rise and fall of our currency, no matter what faces are on them. Very quick break here on 5 Live. Coming up next, they've been serving cold, stale food to our heroes in Sydney. Can you believe it? What is this about? I'm going to get into it after this break.
जितने भी पूरे भारत में सिक्योरिटी गार्ड लगे हुए हैं, सबको मान सम्मान मिलना चाहिए।
हम अकेले ड्यूटी करते, हम गरीब आदमी हैं सर।
आत्मसम्मान तो मेरा चला ही गया, मुझे सिर्फ रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए।
हम आपकी कहानी पूरी दुनिया को सुनाएंगे और आपके स्वाभिमान के लिए आवाज उठाएंगे।
रात 9 बजे आज तक पर।
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
With every sunrise comes new beginnings, new opportunities and new stories. And that's why we're first up. While you're sleeping, we're hard at work to ensure you get the perfect news shot every morning. Get you all the updates. Our morning mission to get you news that's fresh and packed with flavor. Watch First Up every weekday morning with me, Akshita Nandagopal, right here on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today.
I don't read the news. I read between the lines to tell you the true version of events, the true story of our times.
To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist to be.
From those who matter,
Women politicians going to stick up for each other.
of those who should matter, I document the truth. I don't distort the truth. I don't glamorize the truth. I don't gloss over the truth.
The ghosts of India's contentious medieval history have come knocking again.
I hustle for the truth, on the ground, in the newsroom, in the studio. I don't try to grab eyeballs.
I inform you to make you see the point.
To the point with Preeti Chaudhary at these times only on India Today.
Co-powered by RK Marble, Khoobsurat Imandari. In association with JioMart, Har Ghar Ka Mart.
युवक जान गंवाते हैं हर साल लापरवाह ड्राइविंग के कारण।
Well, that's true. Speed junkies on souped-up motorcycles have been a recurrent menace in India. Country's expressways and roads are fast becoming the choicest stretches for bike stunts. Stunt biking on roads is now driven by likes on Facebook and Instagram. That's the hype. This is becoming one of the worst menace in India, which is costing lives. Road accident is one of the leading causes of death, disability and hospitalization of people worldwide in general and India in particular. Approximately 1.3 million people die each year as a result of road traffic crashes. As per World Health Organization data, at least 1 out of 10 people killed on roads across the world is from India. The cost of road accidents is borne not only by victims and their families, but by the economy as a whole in terms of untimely deaths, injuries, disabilities, and loss of potential income. During the year 2020, more than 360,000 road accidents were recorded, causing loss of around 130,000 lives. Road accidents take place mostly because of overspeeding, drunken driving, driving on wrong side, jumping red light, using mobile phones while driving, and bike stunts, among others. However, top 10 states in number of fatalities on national highways are Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Bihar. This is in order as a report that was released by the authorities. Unfortunately, the worst affected age group in road accidents is 18 to 45 years, which accounts to at least about 70% of the total accidental deaths. So be careful and drive safe.
Your mother, Sridevi, who keeps coming back. When I see you and see both of you together, it's been 4 years since she passed away. Is that something both of you have got over, or something that still haunts the two of you?
No, I don't think we've gotten over it or even come close to getting over it. I think what we've been doing very actively is distracting ourselves from feeling the hollowness, I guess, in our lives without her. For all of us, it still sometimes feels like she's gone on a work trip and she'll be back soon. And I think that thought is what's keeping us going, that when she comes back, she should be happy with how we're doing and what we've done, and we need to make her happy and proud.
Presented by only OLX Autos gives the best price for your car. Co-presented by Macho Hint, Fashion Bade Aaram Se. Powered by Ashirwad Shubh Chakki Aata, Raho Char Kadam Aage.
Team India has been facing troubles during their stay in Sydney, Australia, ahead of their fixture against Netherlands in the T20 World Cup that's ongoing. According to BCCI sources, the men in blue have been receiving stale and cold food, with sandwiches being the only item provided post their practice sessions when they obviously expect a full hot meal. Further, Team India has refused to attend a practice session after they were offered a venue in Blacktown, over 40 kilometers away from the hotel that they're currently staying at. Take a look at this. ICC sources, though, have refuted the charges, claiming players were informed well in advance about the food items on the menu. As far as practice venue is concerned, the ICC says venues are provided as per protocol.
There's a controversy brewing right here in Sydney, and that's pertaining to the food that was served to the Indian team, not today, but 2 days before their game. So what's the entire thing? Let me try and explain. Firstly, the incident took place right here at the SCG. You could see the iconic stadium right behind me. That's where the Indian team came out in full strength, had a day-long practice session, by which I mean about 3.5 hours practice session, after which they went to their dressing room right in this building behind me, and the team reportedly were not happy with the food that was served to them. So what was on the menu? First, let me tell you that. So there were tomato, cucumber and avocado sandwiches. Other than that, you had falafel, the Middle Eastern dish, and you had some fresh fruits. Now, that is what was served for dinner. The Indian team, though, was expecting a nice hot meal, maybe a buffet of lunch to have been served to them. That wasn't the case. So the team was left a bit disappointed. Now, remember, you have to look at the protocols as well. Firstly, let me tell you who organizes the food here. In bilateral series, what the Indian team is used to, usually the food is organized by the host association. For example, if India is touring Australia, it's Cricket Australia's responsibility to organize the food. Now, this being a multinational tournament, ICC being the organizer, there are multiple organizers here. One, the host venue, which is the New South Wales Cricket Association, alongside that the ICC. So the host venue then decides what should be on the menu. There could also be a bit of a cultural difference. Now remember, if you were traveling to Europe or to Australia, it's very common to have a cold lunch or cold sandwiches. We in India are probably not used to that. We all prefer a hot meal, which wasn't served to the Indian team. So there are two sides to the story. The ICC have come with their own version, and these are the three main things that the ICC is saying at the moment. Firstly, they say that the food served at the venue was same for all the teams. So it's not that only India was given that particular food to eat. Every team that is here, for example, there's South Africa, Bangladesh, whichever team came out to practice on a certain day, they get the same food menu. The second thing that the ICC is saying that, listen, this is mentioned what is going to be on the menu on the handbook of each players, and if the BCCI or the Indian players had a problem, they could have flagged it off a day or two before, and we would have tried our best to organize the kind of food that they would prefer. And third thing that the ICC is pointing right now, they're saying that at the moment, we haven't received any formal complaint from the BCCI. Yes, BCCI, via sources, have let everyone know or express their displeasure over the food that was served, but the ICC haven't got a written complaint from the BCCI. So they said once that happens, then we'll also look deep into the matter. So this is where things stand at the moment when it comes to that entire food controversy. Also, maybe this could be a lesson for the BCCI. By and large, every day the food that they've got has been to their standards. But remember, this is 2 days before the game, and it's probably one of those rare occasions where they've been left unhappy with what was served to them. Maybe a lesson to the richest cricket board in the world, that whilst when you're traveling, there are local organizers that have to look at the food, but maybe you could, because you have a extended support staff, a manager, they could always visit venues, take a look at what has been organized, 3 hours of practice, maybe take a look at that, or maybe even a day before, and for all you know, organize your own catering. That isn't something that is impossible for something like, or someone as powerful and as rich as the BCCI to do.
And coming up next, after this very short break, Adidas has cut ties with rapper Kanye West, or Ye as he calls himself. We'll tell you why on the other side.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
And we've got some news just coming in on the actor Nayanthara Vignesh Shivan's surrogacy child issue. The Tamil Nadu government probe report says no rules were broken by the superstar couple. A panel, remember, had been set up by the Ministry of Health in the Tamil Nadu government to inquire into possible violations of surrogacy rules by actress Nayanthara and her husband Vignesh Shivan. Nayanthara and Vignesh Shivan had tied the knot recently on June the 9th and had announced their twins' arrival on October the 9th. A lot of controversy had been created over how the couple had surrogate children in just 4 months of marriage. An investigation that was triggered by the Tamil Nadu government has concluded no violations whatsoever. Sporting giant Adidas has ended its partnership with Kanye West, or Ye as he calls himself, over his offensive anti-Semitic remarks. The latest company to cut ties with Ye, and a decision that the German sportswear company said would hit its bottom line. Here's why they decided to cut Ye loose.
Made that bitch famous. I made that bitch famous.
From famous to being infamous, and how the unraveling of Kanye West continues. Adidas, the brand collaborator for Yeezy, has finally snapped all ties with Kanye, aka Yee, amid massive fallout over his anti-Semitic and racist remarks.
But we still hood famous.
The German sportswear brand stated, and we quote, Adidas will end production of Yeezy branded products and stop all payments to Yee and his companies. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect.
But people expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat.
The backlash over his social media rant against Jews and even black people has further spiraled the rapper's downfall.
The best factories, and we have to make our core be in power. We have to bring jobs.
The Kardashians have publicly denounced Yee's anti-Semitic comments, including the mother of his children, Kim Kardashian, who called for an immediate end to Yee's hate speech. Adidas is only the latest brand to dump Kanye. He has been dropped by his talent agency, his lawyer, his stadium shows have been cancelled, his documentary has been shelved. Balenciaga has snapped ties with him. He's been shunned by Vogue and its editor-in-chief Anna Wintour, who literally put him on the fashion map. And he has been restricted on his go-to rant platforms, Instagram and Twitter. Isolated and shunned is Yee's career in fashion and music nearing its end. With Alicia in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now Kanye West has courted several other controversies too in the past, including that with his ex-wife Kim Kardashian and her former partner Pete Davidson. He was also banned from performing at the Grammys despite a nomination. And not to forget his decade-long feud with Taylor Swift. Let's give you a brief recap of times when this rapper made headlines for all the wrong reasons, and he's not about to stop.
Be it professional or personal life, American rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has grabbed eyeballs for his controversies more than anything else. So let's take a look at the times when he made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Controversy number 1. Sued over Donda 2 sample. Ye was sued for allegedly sampling a song by musician Marshall Jefferson without permission.
Some things don't matter.
Flowers from West's album Donda 2 included a sample from Jefferson's 1986 dance song Move Your Body, which was repeated at least 22 times. Kanye West released Donda 2 in February exclusively through Stem Player, a handheld device that allows users to isolate and recombine song parts. Interestingly, he had also previously settled lawsuits over samples of a Hungarian singer on the 2013 song New Slaves, a child's prayer on the 2016 song Ultralight Beam, and on Free, a 2018 collaboration with rapper Kid Cudi. Controversy number 2, banned from performing at the Grammys 2022. Kanye West was also barred from performing at the Grammys 2022, citing his concerning online behavior. The decision came after the rapper indulged into posting a racial slur directed at the Daily Show host Trevor Noah, who hosted the prestigious award ceremony. West had lost his cool after Trevor Noah made a comment at his ongoing uncomfortable behavior with his ex-wife Kim Kardashian and her then beau Pete Davidson.
She loves publicity. She loves celebrity. She loves all of this. She does the Kardashians. This is her life. This is her thing. Yeah, and I get it. But there's also an element of a woman saying to her ex, hey, please leave me alone.
Following this, Kanye's social media account was also suspended for 24 hours. If this wasn't enough to avoid further escalation of the situation or any derogatory remarks from Kanye, the organizers of Grammy Awards 2022 found it suitable to drop him from the list of performers. And later on, Trevor Noah also took a pot shot at the rapper. Controversy number 3, social media feud with Kim and Pete Davidson. From going into total denial mode about his separation with the ex-wife Kim Kardashian to stalking her, making their personal chats public, and even threatening Kim's then ex-beau Pete Davidson, whom she met on Saturday Night Live. Kanye touched new lows on almost daily basis. If you jog your memory, there came a point where he also questioned Kim for allowing their daughter North to be on social media platform TikTok against his will. To which she accused the rapper of trying to control and manipulate the situation and released a social media statement. The controversy took an ugly turn when Pete responded West with a text message which the rapper shared it on social media later on. For the unversed, the ex-couple's separation news broke in January 2021, and a month later, Kim officially filed for divorce after 7 years of marriage, and they share 4 kids together. Controversy number 4, the infamous feud with Taylor Swift. Ye's most controversial feud occurred at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. It was when West infamously interrupted Taylor Swift during her acceptance speech after she bagged Best Female Video Award. The rapper jumped on stage and took over the microphone after she received the award. He told Swift that he was going to let her finish before declaring that Beyoncé should have won the award as she had one of the best videos of all time. West later on apologized to Swift, but it's no secret that the singers have bad blood. With Ganesha Malik, Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
And coming up, massive politics breaks out over the attack outside a temple in Coimbatore. What's the terror angle? Where is it going? We've got a big national exclusive with Akshita on 6 p.m. Prime next.
A touchscreen enables users to interact directly with the display monitor. They become a feature of everyday life at supermarket checkouts, ATM machines, on GPS devices, and most commonly with tablets and smartphones. There are 2 common types of touchscreen technology. One is called resistive. 2 transparent sheets are coated with a conducting material and separated by tiny dots called spacers. When the 2 layers are pressed together, they create an electrical circuit that indicates the point of contact. Uses include cash and ticket machines. The other capacitive touch technology is most commonly used in tablets and smartphones. A layer of insulating material like glass is coated with a fine grid of electrodes thinner than human hair. This is sandwiched between an outer protective glass layer and an LCD screen that displays the images. As the human body is also an electrical conductor, touching the screen with a finger results in a change in the electrostatic field, indicating the point of contact. More recently, smartphone manufacturers have moved towards so-called on-cell and in-cell technologies. On-cell locates the touch technology onto the outer glass, whereas with in-cell, the touch sensors are built into the actual display panel. Both approaches allow devices to be thinner and lighter. New applications for touchscreen technology now include unlocking smartphones using a biometric fingerprint scanner. When a capacitive sensor is activated, it takes a high-resolution snapshot of a fingerprint, which is compared against the information stored inside the phone. If the unique characteristics in the arches, loops, or whorls match the device, it will unlock.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
Was the Coimbatore blast outside a temple that took place on Sunday merely a cylinder blast, as the administration first stated? Is there a direct link to the 1998 serial bombings that rocked the city of Coimbatore? We're going to be addressing all of those questions this evening on 6 p.m. Prime with me, Akshita Nandagopal.
Presented by धूल आए पर घर पे ना टिक पाए. Co-presented by PolicyBazaar.com. Co-powered by only OLX Autos gives the best price for your car. In association with LIC, हर पल आपके साथ. LG OLED, the one and only. Smart Bazaar, India's new Bachat Bazaar.
Deadly terror plot unravels. Coimbatore cylinder blast probe deepens. Accused linked to 1998 serial bombing. Lankan Easter blast style attack plan. Undeniable proof of terror angle. $75 kilograms of explosives found in raids. Coimbatore terror plot, top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Hello and a very good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. Over the weekend, news came in from Coimbatore of a cylinder blast. It was first suspected that a cylinder went off and there was nothing much to it. And then as the details came out, today we're talking about a terror plot that's been busted in Coimbatore by sheer luck. Over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be getting you all the details that you need to know on the investigation front as well as the politics. As Tamil Nadu BJP Chief K. Annamalai joins me on this broadcast. Here's a look at all the headlines first. Kejriwal's bizarre solution to falling rupee. With months to go for Gujarat polls, Kejriwal makes fresh Hindutva push with a pitch to place Lord Ganesha and Lakshmi's images on currency notes.
भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए.
The Kharge era begins in Congress, takes over as Congress chief in the presence of Gandhi. Sonia says she's relieved to relinquish the post. Massive politics breaks out over attack outside temple in Coimbatore. Tamil Nadu BJP chief accuses DMK of downplaying incident. Stalin recommends an NIA probe. Out on parole, rapist Baba Ram Rahim renames his adopted daughter Hanipreet to Ruhani Di or Rudi. This a day after he released a new music video. Free run clearly for this rapist. Rishi Sunak takes charge, faces opposition fire in first Q&A session in UK Parliament, says economic stability is at the heart of his government. Opposition slams him for controversial new cabinet. Team India gets a very bad reception reportedly at Sydney in the ongoing T20 World Cup, with BCCI sources saying players are being provided cold stale food during their stay. And let's begin this evening by rounding up all the updates that you need to know in the Coimbatore blast case. Multiple revelations suggesting that this was a failed terror attack. After a day of silence, the Stalin government has recommended transferring the case to the NIA, which was immediately seconded by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Sources have told India Today that a note was recovered from the blast deceased Mubin's residence, which had a list of prominent government officers in public gathering areas. It's led to endless speculation that this was a suicide bomber.
after a cylinder blast rocked the city of Coimbatore, the revelations tumbling out based on the investigation all point to a deadly terror plot. This is the moment when the car with the cylinder went up in flames on Sunday morning and one person, Jamesha Mubin, died in the explosion. But he is no innocent. Mubin has been identified as an accused as one of those who was plotting multiple attacks in the city of Coimbatore. Sources tell India Today that a note was recovered from Mubin's residence which had a list of prominent government offices and public gathering areas. Raids were conducted in several locations of Coimbatore at the residences of the 5 accused, along with properties linked to relatives of the accused. Links between the 1998 Coimbatore blast, in which 58 people died, and this cylinder blast is also being probed, as some of the accused have been linked to the convicts of the case.
The police have also identified that 3 of the 5 people have gone to Kerala, meaning gone to Kerala to a prison called Viyur, where people like NIA suspects have been lodged, and these people have attempted to meet 2 people as per sources. One is Amjad Ali, and the second one, very important person called as Mohammad Azharuddin, who is said to be in contact with the Sri Lankan Easter Sunday suicide bombing.
An NIA team has touched down in Coimbatore, tracking all developments closely. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also chaired a meet, taking stock of all the updates in the investigation. But the BJP has slammed the DMK regime, questioning why CM Stalin hasn't uttered a word on the blast so far.
Our state president has requested that the investigation has to be handed over to NIA. It is because of the minority vote bank politics. The chief minister is not making any statement and he is not coming here.
Locals are on edge in Coimbatore as details tumble out of the deadly terror plot that these 5 accused were hatching. Multiple appeals for peace are now pouring in from prominent groups.
Caste, creed, or community doesn't matter. The police and the administration has to take a no-nonsense attitude in this way, and that's the thing. We are totally in support for all these things. That's it.
A city that was rocked by serial blasts in 1998 has been once again cast in the shadow of terror, raising questions as to what exactly had happened in the past 24 years. All eyes are now upon the probing agencies who have now cracked a whip on this terror plot. Vivian Danian, Pramod Madhav, for India Today.
So far, 5 people have been taken into custody, but there is a larger conspiracy that's being investigated officially by the NIA now. There have been several links that have been drawn between this case and others. For example, the Sri Lanka Easter bombing, which happened in 2019. What's the link there? It's because one of the accused is linked to a person who's convicted in the Easter bombings in India. Let's get you details of the accused. Mohammad Azharuddin is the name that's come to focus here. He's someone who's been taken into custody in this particular case, even questioned by the NIA earlier in 2019 when his link to the ISIS Kasargod module had come to light. So he was at that point questioned. He was a follower of one of the accused in the Easter bombing case, someone who has been arrested, someone who's been taken into custody. Mohammad Azharuddin was questioned on this as well because he had very publicly shared some of the content that this Easter bombing accused had put out on their social media. So this is one link that's being probed right now. Pramod Madhav is joining us live from Coimbatore with more details on this. Pramod, there are multiple aspects right now to this investigation that needs to be probed. Right now, the worry is that this particular terror plot that was busted, and by sheer luck, essentially, because that cylinder went off, that's how this came to light. But the plan, reportedly, of these terrorists was to carry out an Easter bombing-like style attack here in Coimbatore.
Absolutely, Akshita. That's the most scary part here, because we are not even sure that this is the only single module, or are there multiple modules also, because that will turn into a very big issue. And just like you mentioned, it was sheer luck, by luck, Coimbatore escaped on that particular day, and Tamil Nadu police had to wake up at this moment. Now, from the beginning, we've been saying that it doesn't just look like a secluded incident where one person tried to create terror by just blasting a cylinder inside a vehicle, which has gone wrong and he died. It's not like that. It has a lot of aspects into it, which has been whatever we've been saying since Sunday. All this has speculations, all those what we have researched. The Chief Minister has finally put out on the statement where he has said that he is recommending an NIA probe because this particular incident looks like there could be dimensions beyond the state's prerogative and also foreign connections. That foreign connections could be well to do with something with the Sri Lankan Easter Sunday bombing situation as well. And that's the reason now finally after 4 days, Tamil Nadu government has gone ahead and recommended an NIA probe. Already NIA officials are in Coimbatore. They are discussing with the officials who are on ground, who are investigating the matter. Tamil Nadu police claims that 5 people who were in connection have been arrested. UAPA has been slapped. But is this enough? It looks like by luck they have got a break in this case. But from here they have to go ahead and